I went to Israel, and it was amazing. And I remember the first day that we got there, we were so jet lagged. And this was another thing that was just completely a dream come true. God fulfilled this dream that I've been having in my heart since I got saved. And we get to this place called Nazareth Village, okay? But I was so jet lagged and so tired that I was just like ready. I was like ready to go to bed, I was just exhausted. And I get there and I'm just like, okay, Donna, just push through one more stop and you're done, And I get there and it doesn't look fancy. It's just like a dirt road, nothing crazy, And I'm thinking, you just didn't expect anything. But how many of you know that God can speak in the most unlikely places? Amen? That day when you barely made it to church, when everything was fighting you to get there, but God had a word for you. It was one of those days for me. And so we get there, and Nazareth Village is it's like a remake of what Jesus' life was back in the day. And we get there and we start walking through with this tour guide, and we get to the olive tree. He's talking about the olive tree and how it represents Israel, because no matter what comes its way, it's still standing. And I thought, wow, that's really cool, We keep walking. And then I see a manger. And I see sheep. I've never seen sheep before. I was so excited. I was like, look, it's real sheep. Like in the Bible. Like, this is so cool, Super excited. That's just me. So we walk up, and there's like a real shepherd there. And I was like taking pictures. Selfie time, It was awesome. And then the tour guide starts talking about a relationship between a sheep and a shepherd. And he says the relationship between them is so close that when the shepherd calls in sick, we have problems, because the sheep will only listen to the shepherd's voice. And in that moment, I just broke. Because in my head, the first thing that popped up was, and my sheep hear my voice. And I just started, I didn't even care. There was cameras there. I did not care. I was just, yuck, But that's what happens when God touches you, Amen? And so, I was like, I just wanted to just savor that moment. And then they called us, we had to keep going. So I walk up the hill. And then I turn around because I wanted this glimpse of the shepherd and the sheep to be vivid in my memory forever. So I turn back around and I see the shepherd call the sheep, okay? And he starts walking like way ahead of them. He's already like over here, and he hadn't even said a word, and the sheep were they kind of look like, oh my gosh, he's leaving, like crazy. And then he finally calls them, and when I call I have 2 dogs, 2 pit bulls, love them to death. And when I call them at home, like I have to like yell from the top of my lungs, like, Samson, Iris, get over here now, like from the top of my lungs. And this shepherd, I kid you not, all he did was this little voice, little sound, okay? He just went like this. That was it. Nothing spectacular, nothing crazy, just, and you know what happened? Those sheep ran to that shepherd like I've never seen an animal run in my life. They ran to the shepherd. They ran and they ran and they ran. Why? Because they heard the voice of their shepherd. They heard the voice of their shepherd. Amen. And in that moment, God was just dealing with me, and he said, Donna, that's how I want my children to be, Donna. That they don't listen to any other voice but my voice, and that's the only voice that they will